name is Erin Little, and I am teaching a course on interior photography and environmental portraiture at Howe Farm this summer. We can't meet in person, which I'm kind of bummed about, but hopefully we will at some point. But for now, I'm going to be teaching using this format, which is great because I think a lot of students who wouldn't necessarily be able to attend in person have the opportunity to take the course this way. I have been in the industry for 13 years. I started shooting portraits and weddings mostly, as a lot of photographers kind of do. And then about 8 years ago, started really focusing on interior photography. I tend to shoot in a different style than most interior photographers. My goal in my photos is to create really relatable, authentic and warm images that essentially, if you're staring at a photo that I've taken of a living room, you would want to just like crawl into that picture and sit down on the couch. I don't want it to look pristine and really overly cleaned up. So there's a really fine balance doing that, and that's kind of what I want to pass on to you. So basically, throughout this course, we'll be working through kind of like the fundamentals of creating these warm, authentic images of interiors. Also kind of diving into more of the technical piece of that, because that's something that we have to master first in order to kind of expand our craft in the more artistic way. So we'll go over everything from like equipment to how to be on set with clients, which is really important. And then there's going to be that piece of developing your vision in the space, because I want you to be able to walk into a space and know immediately how you want to shoot it. So that's my goal for you, and that's one of the hardest pieces, and it's something that over time has become very natural to me, and I feel like I can pass on that to you so that you don't have to kind of play around for years in order to get that skill. So we're going to start all of that in week 1, and then in week 2 we're going to take what we've learned in week 1 in terms of shooting the space and setting up the space and kind of add a human element. So we're going to be discussing environmental portraiture. The reason why I love environmental portraits over your typical, just headshots is because it's really about telling a story. So we want to get to know our subjects. We want to figure out why are we placing our subjects in this space and how are they relating to that. And that also, goes hand in hand with the interior shots of creating this very authentic, like warm photo. And that's what we want to do with the portrait piece. So we'll be diving into that, and throughout all of this, we'll be talking about light. As a photographer, I have kind of always felt that it's so important to, like, less is more. So I show up to a shoot with, like, a lot of equipment. I have lights, I have stands, I have, all my tether tools, I have everything, I have all my gear. And I always bring the minimal amount into a shoot. I'm not there to bring all this gear to impress a client. I'm literally, for me, success is, using the least amount of stuff that I can to get the shot that I want. So this isn't a gear-heavy course. I want you to trust your instincts, and I want you to be able to capture what you're seeing. So we'll be talking about using natural light, ambient light, what you have. So if you go to my portfolio, I want you to know that about 98% of those images that you're looking at use just the light available. So we'll be talking about that, but also how to add some fill or to light a challenging situation, which you will confront at some point in your careers, and that's okay. But we'll go over all of that and how to approach it and what you need. So that's week 1 and 2, and we'll have kind of like some assignments based on what we've learned that you can easily complete in your house, because I know we're all kind of stuck inside at this point, but luckily we have space available, and if nobody else, ourselves, to practice the portrait part. So that's week 1 and 2, and then week 3, we're going to be going over more of kind of the business side and how to create a successful business. One of the most important things for me and in developing my career is kind of goal setting, and also kind of defining what I want long term. So if you don't really know what you're working towards, you can't really work towards it. The steps don't kind of present themselves. But if you're very clear with, what you want, then you can start to manifest that and take steps to achieve that. So we're going to kind of be going over that type of the business side, but we'll also be covering more of like the, the nitty gritty stuff. Like, how do you approach art directors? How do you reach out to photo editors? How do you get jobs? What is a promo, and why do I need to send it, and how often do I need to send it? So we'll be going over all that stuff just to kind of, get your business off the ground and make it really functioning kind of at its peak, so that you can go off and you can be the artist and, create these beautiful images. And then on week 4, our final week together, we'll be doing one-on-ones, which I'm super excited about, because that means I get to see your work, and you can come, to me with any issues or questions. We can go over your website edit. We can do anything you want, and I can help you in any way. So that's kind of the 4-week course, which at the end, I think you'll have a really good vision and eye and an idea of how to create a successful business, and just be able to kind of develop your craft and become really good at it, and most importantly confident, so I can help you on the road to get there. So I hope to see you there.